The Ultimate Trivia Podcast.
Welcome to the Ultimate Trivia Podcast, the show where knowledge is power and laughter is our only reward. I am your host, Andy. We have the whole crew in the house. Over here is Brian. How we doing tonight, my man?
Doing good. Glad to be here.
Yeah, good stuff. Kelly?
All right.
You're still shaking that shot off, aren't you? Yeah. Doctor, what's good, brother?
Hello, Governor.
Hello. And our host for the evening, Nicholas.
Hey.
Hey,
Wait
everybody.
a minute. Nick's doing the trivia?
Nick is our trivia master tonight.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Skip ahead, listeners. Find that skip ahead button.
The confidence is high now.
Pound it like you're tenderizing a chicken breast.
Are you excited for the topic, Nick?
Kind of, yeah, because
With that kind of passion.
Well, if you do poorly, you're going to feel really bad about yourself.
Oh, boy. Okay.
And I expect big numbers.
So we're concerned about too big a number.
That is a bit of concern of mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to get to all of that here in just a minute. We have a double listener question of the week. Not that there's two questions, but we essentially got the same question about a week and a half apart from one another. So we're going to credit both of them. One of them is a young lady who emailed the show and requested specifically that she just be referred to as a young lady.
Okay.
And the other one came in here pretty recently from Dr.
It's a dude.
That may be true. We chatted a little bit back and forth.
Definitely a dude.
If it is, then he played it very nicely. The other one is from Dr. Chris. Okay. And their questions were slightly different. I'll explain how. The first.
Like a real doctor or like a Scott doctor?
No. Well done. I see what you did there. Mm-hmm. The first one is simply, what did you want to be when you grew up? Okay. It's a pretty standard question for a young lady to ask. And I'm going to kind of put a little twist on that and suggest, is that still a dream of yours? Or if you could, and this is the second half of it, what would you do now if you had to do something differently than what you're doing? You could pick your own job. You get paid $1 quadrillion no matter what it is. You know, what would that be for you?
I wanted to be a podcaster.
In 1984, you wanted to be a podcaster. Wow.
I had great insight as a young guy.
I'm telling you, your time machine there. Anybody got a good answer
Easy.
to start us
Well,
off?
I was good. Baseball player is what I wanted to be when I grew up.
Any specific answer? Mine is the same. I'll give you a little tease, but I had a very specific.
Oh.
You wanted to be a professional softball player.
Yeah. No.
Oh, like specific team
and position. Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, not anything specific. It was just to play baseball, but not be limited to, probably not pitcher because I wouldn't want to only be able to pitch.
Every 5 days.
I wanted to hit and do all that stuff.
Well,
yeah.
sure, that's
the first all field, every position, like Jose Okendo. I do like that.
Yeah.
I play everything and I hit every night.
Nice.
There's no days off.
Chicks dig the long ball, and that was not Okendo's.
No.
I think he hit maybe 11 home runs in his career, maybe.
Yeah. But as far as like what I would want to do today, nothing. I would retire.
Just want to retire.
I would never work again. No.
Well, I feel like that would get boring soon. Like, what would you do in retirement?
My jobs get boring too.
Well, that's true. That's true. At least it gives you a reason
I would find something to do.
put pants on it.
Yeah. Pants optional. It's a life motto.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
How about you, Kelly? What did you want to be when you grew up?
Oh, I just remember like elementary age, just your dreams and stuff. I think first I wanted to be like an artist. I would always draw. I was always doodling. I was never very good at it, but maybe that's why that was a short-lived dream or
Didn't
goal.
pan out for you, huh?
And the second one was obvious. I want to be a basketball player or a professional athlete in general. I want to play all 4 sports, professional sports. Let's play a few games each year for each league.
Yeah. Basketball and hockey feel like that'd be really tough.
Back to back. Back to back.
Somebody's got to do it.
That's true.
I could have been the first.
And then moving to a more contemporary dream.
Now I got a great job. I never thought I would be doing it though. Retired or stay-at-home dad would be fantastic.
Okay, get a sugar mama.
I'd be good at that. But no, like ideally, I think I'd want to teach or coach kids.
Cool.
Just young men. Just teach them wisdom. Mm-hmm. Either that or be a fantastic woodscraft, like woodworker.
Mm-hmm.
And be able to just build furniture, make cool art from wood.
Do you know how to do that? Even a small part of that now? Is that a skill that you possess now?
No, it is not. I mean, I think I can. I think it's very doable, but no, I've never done it.
Okay. I want you to whittle me something. That's your homework. By next week, I need something whittled.
A toothpick. That's what
hey,
that's a good place to
whatever.
start. Start with the toothpick and work your way up from there.
Spear.
Yes.
A hot dog cooker.
Just take a toothpick and make a smaller toothpick. That seems to be your skill set.
You got to start somewhere, right? BQ. What do you want to be when you grew up?
As long as I can remember, I've always wanted to sell home insurance. No, as a kid,
In the mob.
I had a couple things. I want to be an actor, which I've talked about that a little before. But,
Sure.
An Italian actor at that.
Yeah.
No, and then also for a while, archaeologist. That was a
Okay, little Indiana Jones action.
yeah. No, who's that?
Yeah. They got that idea
No,
from you.
that was another one. Honestly, yeah, archaeologist acting. Yeah, that's as a kid. I remember both those.
What about archaeology interests you the most as a kid?
Oh, just-
like dinosaurs, like paleontology type.
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones.
No, just finding like cool old stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As a kid, like there's much more to it than that. But
Getting
as a kid,
paid
that's
for the adventure.
Yeah,
of
the
it all.
adventure of it. Yeah, for sure.
How does that translate to what you would do today?
If I could do anything right now,
Yeah.
a nice little baseball card shop.
Oh, what a good
I would
answer.
love to have a nice little baseball card shop and just in my nosing the cards all day. I would
Yeah.
love that. Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
expertise of being able to appraise a card. And
I love that
understand all
stuff,
it.
yeah.
I know you do.
Yeah.
That's cool. Doctor.
Well, I mean, Brian stole mine. I wanted to be a paleontologist. So
Okay.
When I was a kid, I was interested in dinosaurs, and you go to the zoo and they have a little area where you can dust and pretend
Sure.
you're discovering some thigh bone of some dinosaur. So yeah, and I do think it was directly related to Indiana Jones because
Okay.
I was just old enough to see the movies, not fully understand them. So yeah, definitely paleontology.
Makes me think of the Step Brothers' dad, or
Yeah.
where he wants to be a dinosaur.
He wanted to be
what are you
a-
talking
yeah.
about?
Yeah.
You can't be a dinosaur. All right. Well, how does that change what we would do today if you had to choose something differently than what you're doing?
Yeah. Same answer. Anyone asked me that question. That is like a record store.
Yeah.
So I know that there's more than records now, but that still seems to be the kind of the common name for them. I mean, I'll throw in there, they could have used video games and stuff like that, but something where you come in, you got people digging through old vinyl or cassettes or CDs, and you throw on some old school music.
Nostalgia.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah. So, you got movies like High Fidelity and Empire Records, and
Yes.
like just that whole culture fascinates me.
Sure.
Yeah.
I like it.
I do too. And I feel like you and Brian could like share a shop, and half
Yeah,
would
you
be
could have half and half. Yeah.
yeah, half would be nostalgic pop culture items, and then Brian's got the sports memorabilia.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I also wanted to be a baseball player. It was my first love, and I played all the sports, but baseball was absolutely what I wanted to do. I wanted to be the third baseman for the St. Louis Cardinals. The irony to that is I never played third base a day in my life growing up. I was a shortstop and pitcher until I got older and they realized that I was really slow, and I had to play first base or right field the rest of the time. But I don't know why third base was always in my head, but that's where it was. And contemporarily, I'm going to piggyback off of Brian too. I think I would enjoy being an actor. Get out there, play a different role, mix it up, mob guy, bad guy. Give Denzel a run for his money, I think.
You got more of an infomercial kind of face.
Yeah, thank you. Radio infomercial kind of face.
Some kind of a
yeah.
mascot.
Right. What comes on at 4 a.m. where you're wearing a chicken suit?
You were definitely advertising the slap chop.
The sham wow.
Sham
The
wow.
juicer.
Yeah.
The slap chop. That's brilliant. All right. Well, thank you, Dr. Chris and Little Miss, we'll call her, for submitting that question one came to our email, the other our website. So find us any way you can. We're on all the social medias. Our email address is theultimatetriviapodcast@gmail.com. Our website is of the same name. Ready, Nick?
Let's do it.
All right, sir. Give us the rundown of what your trivia looks
All
like.
right. I don't have a good name for this one, but we're basically going to test whether or not you guys should be U.S. citizens. We're taking 10 questions from the citizenship test to see what you guys really know.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And I have a note here that there's 100 questions on the test.
Oh, I was gonna ask.
There's 100 available questions in the pool. they take out 10 random questions, and someone that is applying for citizenship would have to answer 6 of them correctly.
You only get 10 questions?
You
to
get
pass?
10 out of the 100. Yes.
Wow.
And you got to
So-
get
I
60.
actually just
you have to
recently saw this, the actual questions.
Did you?
Yeah.
Do you remember them?
No.
That's great.
Oh, that would be
There's,
an advantage.
there's no heads up,
Yeah.
but I did recently see this.
That's a very
But I didn't
funny
know they only
question.
took. I didn't know they only took 10. I thought you had to answer like the whole.
No. So there's a pool of
Wow,
100. They
that's
take out
interesting.
10 random ones. You have to answer those. You have to get 60% right. So if anybody
Okay.
gets less than 6, you have to leave the country. That's actually a rule, I think.
Really?
No, it's not.
Please
make,
don't.
make the stuff up
Yeah,
as I go
be
along.
going.
No.
actually today.
Yeah, today. No, like we're
One
going to
of you-
escort you across the
I
border.
might miss some on purpose. It's just
Yeah.
a place I don't want to go.
I'm going to end up in Tijuana.
I don't think you get to choose where you go.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's not fun.
So, but that's our topic, and synopsis for you. U.S. citizenship grants individuals legal status and protection under the Constitution. Citizens have the right to live and work in the country permanently, travel with a U.S. passport, and petition for family members to immigrate. Natural-born citizenship is granted to those born in the U.S. or to American parents abroad. While naturalization is the process for immigrants to become citizens, the process includes meeting residency requirements, demonstrating good moral character, and passing a civics and English test. Citizens also have obligations such as obeying laws, paying taxes, and supporting democracy.
Wait a minute. A moral compass of some kind, and you got to pass
That's
an
it.
English test, Kelly.
Yes.
I'm worried for you, brother.
Yeah.
You get half of that. He'd do half of that.
Grandfathered in.
Yeah, that's right. Natural born. That's
So the actual test, there are 100 civics questions, but the interviewer will only be asked up to 10 when they get interviewed. So put it that way.
I'm trying to know what these are.
Yeah,
gonna
so I
be.
pulled out 10 of them. And
George Washington.
And they're also multiple choice on the real test where we don't get multiple choice. So I had to find the right ones to be able to use. So these 10, I expect some perfect scores.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I expect it.
Yeah.
Bleep, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm ready when you are.
Let's do it. It's time for the main event, our 10-question trivia game on citizenship or something.
Sure.
That's what? Come again?
Citizenship?
You,
There you go.
do you
There it
deserve
is.
to be a citizen?
Yeah, do you?
deserve
Okay,
to
ooh,
be
that's pretty good. We'll go with that. And Nick will be your host. Here's how it works. He'll read the questions aloud, and we will answer our answers on our whiteboard. When he says reveal, we'll show our answers. If we get them right, we get a point. Kelly, you on the scoreboard?
Sure.
All right. And if we don't, well, we get basically deported immediately. So
that's the idea.
Or get made fun of horribly. So let's see who ends up on top today. Good luck to you, Nicholas.
All right, let's start with an easy one. Question number 1. What is the supreme law of the land?
Huh?
What is okay? And I took these questions directly from. I went to the website, took the questions directly from. These are how they're worded. What is the supreme law of the land? Again, you have to think like we're not born here.
The law?
Okay, that's a key element there.
No, you don't have to think like that.
I don't know for sure.
I don't,
You know
think
what they're asking.
I don't know what they're
That's
asking.
great. That's
I
great.
really don't.
That's great. And I don't care if the question seems kind of vague. I took it directly from the site.
Yeah, fair point.
Yeah.
You know?
And you should.
Yeah.
Supreme law of the land.
Yes. All right.
Okay.
I'll give you guys a couple more. Did everybody have an answer?
I have an answer.
All right.
don't
Let's
know.
find out what
have
you
an answer?
guys think is the
I have
supreme.
a feeling Nicolas Cage would beat the crap out of both you
What
guys
is the
right now.
supreme law of the land? We have the Supreme Court from Andy. Brian's got the Constitution. Kelly with the Constitution. So
What
does Scott.
the heck?
We have 3 correct answers. 3 true Americans. The Constitution is the
call it
supreme law of the land.
Oh, well, so I
Take off your take off your headphones and leave. You're done.
You know I would never put supreme in the question that the answer has supreme in it.
Okay, that's exactly what I was going to say.
I would have wrote the people that wrote this test and complained about it.
All right, come on.
That's okay. Hey, again, these usually have multiple choice, so you have to really think. I don't know. I get no suggestion for you, but here we go.
Terrible.
So the Constitution is the ultimate rule book for the United States government. It's been around since 1787 and has only been amended 27 times. Let's see here. Fun fact. The Constitution is kept at the National Archives in Washington, D.C. Bulletproof glass, argon gas to preserve it. And let's see here. Yeah, that's all I really have about it. It was signed in 1787, but it was not ratified until the next year. So
I just got the Nicolas Cage joke, so shame on me. Just now.
Gotcha, yeah.
Just this minute.
We saw it on a recent trip to DC, and my wife stood there for I don't know how long. I mean, there's a line of people, and like she wouldn't move.
Taking it all in.
Yeah, I mean, she was just standing there taking it all in, and then like when security started like moving towards her, I'm like,
are you kidding me?
I'm like, okay, we got to move along.
She was casing
Really?
the junk.
They thought she was gonna
just
steal it.
absorbing
Wow.
it. She was absorbing the stuff.
She was
a
just
map on the
admiring the
back.
penmanship.
Yeah.
She was looking at the cameras, counting, looking at the heat
Right,
signature.
yeah, right.
She's taking it out. She was
Yeah,
taking it out. All right. Well, not a bad start. Let's move on to number 2.
For 3 of us.
Yeah.
Truth. All right. Number 2. What are the first 3 words of the U.S. Constitution? First 3 words of the U.S. Constitution. All right. Looks like everybody has an answer. Yes?
Yep.
All right. Let's find out. What do you guys think the first 3 words are? We have We the People from everybody, and everybody is correct. It is We the People.
And a great Tribe Called Quest song.
Oh, yeah.
Why would that make you qualified to become a citizen by knowing the first 3 words of the Constitution?
Could mean you read it, maybe?
Why wouldn't
I don't know.
it? Why wouldn't
I
it?
haven't, and I knew it, so
Why wouldn't it?
Yeah.
sorry, B.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it just gives people something to study, I imagine.
guess.
Like, you study these questions, or, here's the booklet, you study this.
Shows her at least
Yeah.
moderately.
I mean, we learned it in some
democracy.
we were taught it as kids, so.
Yeah.
It's a democracy. We the people.
The preamble.
It shows you that the people control.
Anybody have to recite it like as a part of their school?
I don't
I don't remember
that.
having to do that.
We were too busy
think so.
praying.
We had to learn the
We had to pray instead.
had to learn the preamble, I believe, but
Well, that's the
Grade
start of
school.
it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the 3 words are the mic drop opening of the Constitution. That's how it's written on there. I think it's pretty good. Emphasizing the government power comes from the people. The phrase "we the people" was almost "we the states." The founding fathers decided to be a little more inclusive. That's why they went with that vibe. Yeah, instead.
They were woke.
Yeah. Oh, also, the original handwritten Constitution has a few spelling errors, including misspelling Pennsylvania. I'm not kidding.
That's great
Yes.
fact.
That's understandable,
Yes.
though. It's a tough one.
Yes.
Do you know that, Scott?
Yeah, so when you look at there's actually, which we pointed out when we were looking, yeah, they drew a line through it or had a little notation on there.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah.
No kid. On the actual.
On the actual document, you can see like
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. I
Even
didn't know
the
that.
founding fathers didn't know how to spell Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Come on.
it's a tough one.
Why did
just
they
saying.
They should have went with something else, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 2 Ns.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Let's call
The
this
Z is
Pennsylvania.
silent.
How do you spell that? Never mind. Okay.
Nobody knows.
Nobody
Changing
knows.
it.
Yeah.
I think it was named after William Penn, whose last name was Penn.
Right. Yeah.
Whatever, nerd. All right. Question number 3.
Oh, Billy Penn.
You smart, stupid.
Who is credited with writing the Declaration of Independence because he was tasked with writing the first draft? So he's credited with it. We know nobody did it all by themselves, but he is credited because he was tasked with writing the first draft. I'll give you a hint. It's a guy. Damn. Shouldn't have told you that part.
Yeah.
Gender neutral.
Yeah. All right. Everybody has an answer, I believe?
Yep.
All right. Let's go. We have Thomas Jefferson. Across the board, everybody is correct.
All right.
It is good old TJ.
Hi.
Tommy J.
It's possible we've had this question before.
I have no idea.
Back in the back to school
have we?
episode.
Maybe?
Oh, is that
think
right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
I don't know.
Did he also write the Declaration of Independence? Because it might have been.
that was the
That's
question.
actually the
That was the
question.
question.
What did you think I asked? What do you think
Constitution.
he wrote?
The
I
Constitution.
said Declaration of Independence, didn't I?
Did you say that?
I thought I did.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. I mean, I'm my drink's almost gone. I'm not sure if I said the
don't
right
know,
thing or
man.
not. That really
I
got me
don't
thrown
know.
off.
What
Okay.
day is it?
I did say okay. Moving on. Wow. All right. Jefferson was a wordsmith of the founding fathers, and his draft of the Declaration of Independence is one of the most iconic documents in history. Fun fact: he wrote it in just a few weeks, and he was at the tender age of 33 when he did this.
Baller.
Yeah.
Wow. Impressive.
Also, the original draft criticized slavery, but they took that section out in order to keep support from the South. So
Wow.
day one,
Oh yeah. They
it was
were
actually
already
it
on
was
that
in there.
idea.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, something to think about, boys.
Who wrote the Constitution? Out of curiosity.
Let's go.
Wait, he criticized slavery?
Yeah, in the
But yet
original
he had
draft.
slaves.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if it was.
I mean, I'm just saying.
It says Jefferson's original draft. It doesn't mean he put it in
Yeah,
there,
fair
but
point.
it
You know what I'm
was in
saying?
the
I was like,
original.
wait a minute.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
All right, moving on. Question number 4. And you have to get both answers or both numbers.
Okay.
How many members are in the House of Representatives and in the Senate? You need both to get a point. All right, so we've got some serious writing going. Andy with some serious thinking.
Man, yeah, I'm struggling.
Remember, you got to get them both. Got to get them both. So we're looking for how many their members are in the House of Representatives and how many in the Senate.
Kelly, you got this. You went quick.
I'm the members of the representatives, House of Representatives is. I think I have a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't 100% on this. This is the one I was not sure about
sure about this.
when I was writing, grabbing the questions.
Yeah.
Everybody does have an answer though?
Yep.
Oh, man,
All right.
Andy's
I'm just-
changing.
Oh, okay.
While he's changing, I definitely don't know the answer.
Okay. Nobody cares. All right. So we're looking at how many members are in the House and how many are in the Senate. Let's flip them. Brian with 436 and 92.
Way off.
That's House and Senate. House for Andy is 278, Senate a hundo. Kelly with 435 for the House, 100 for the Senate. I'm assuming these numbers.
Yeah.
Okay. You said House and Senate. The other guys just wrote 2 numbers.
Yeah.
And Scotty's got 100 for the Senate, I assume, and then 264 for the House. We have a correct answer. Mr. Kelly Norwood.
Wow. Bravo,
Yes.
sir.
435 in the House, a hundo in the Senate. Yeah.
I was thinking
So I knew-
465.
You were close, B.
I
You
knew
were
it was
close on that one.
something.
Goal number.
Yeah. You were close on that one.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that high because I was thinking, is it 3 something? And then I thought, maybe that's too high.
Yeah. I mean, most people know the Senate number.
Sure.
You know.
I thought it was
2 senators per state.
Exactly.
Is it that simple?
Yeah, it's
Or-
two
I,
senators.
2
I know.
senators per state.
thought Puerto Rico had one, but Nebraska only had one or something. Is there something weird with Nebraska's
2 senators per state.
state legislation or something?
No, it's written in law that the Senate will always have 100 members.
Exactly.
Yeah, 2 per state. So unless Canada comes along, maybe they'll get an extra one. Who knows? You know,
Puerto
we'll
Rico.
get that
Greenland.
50 per state.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, so the House, they represent districts. Mm-hmm. So that's how that number works
Multiple
out.
districts per state.
Yeah.
It's like you're a House representative. You know, there's so many per state.
Exactly. So the original House only had 65 members. Yeah, back when we were a lot smaller back then.
Yeah.
Flavor text wise, the House is like the wild populist party, while the Senate is the smaller, more exclusive club. Together, they make up Congress, the legislative branch of the U.S. government. The Senate represents the state, where the representatives represent the district. Oh, that makes sense.
Absolutely.
That's it. All right, let's see here. Moving on. Question number 5. Then we'll do a score check. If the president and the vice president can no longer serve, who becomes president?
There we go.
All right, you back on in, Andy?
Yep.
Feeling good about that one?
Yep.
Everybody's writing on this one pretty quickly, so
Now,
maybe
if you'd gone out to the 4th one, I'd have struggled.
Oh, okay. That would have been cool. Maybe I should have done that. Dang it.
That would have been cool.
Maybe, yeah. All right, looks like everybody's got answers. Scotty's finishing it up. That's all right.
Slow writer.
Just commentating, keeping the airwaves with some sound
Well,
instead
I'm
of dead
torn
silence.
between 2 positions, so
Is one a janitor?
no.
Okay.
That's Jack
He's
Bauer.
he's far down the line. All right. All right. President goes down. The VP goes down. Who gets to serve as president? Then we have from Andy, Speaker of the House, Secretary of State from Brian. Kelly was Speaker of the House. Scotty was Speaker of the House. It is the Speaker of the House.
Yeah.
3 out of 4 on the. You guys got that one.
Anybody know the 4th one off top? Kelly, you seem to be the most in the know on this job.
I do not.
Is Speaker of
I
the
have a
House?
good guess.
I don't know. Whoever top dog for the Senate. Whoever that is.
That's the vice president is the leader. of
Okay,
the
so it's not that then.
Right.
You think it would be Senate
majority leader.
Majority
Yeah.
whip. Majority.
maybe? Senate Majority Leader?
We're all guessing.
Yeah,
No.
we are.
Well, while Andy looks that up for us, we'll talk a little bit about it. So, the presidential line of succession ensures that there's always a leader ready to step in. The Speaker of the House, currently the highest ranking member of Congress, is third in line after the president and vice president. Fun fact, this has never actually happened in U.S. history. We've never had to have this.
Go the 3rd one.
No, it's number. Yeah.
What? Yeah, we've never had to go to the
Had to go to the third. It is Secretary of State, B. So you were just one off there, brother.
It's you thinking ahead again.
Yeah,
You're always in the next step.
You're always one step
Podcast
ahead.
in '84. Thinking about who's after the House of the
Speaker of the House.
Speaker of the House.
I'm sorry. That is incorrect. That is number 5. My apologies.
okay.
The list is different. It is the President pro tempore of the Senate. I have no idea what that. I don't know if I've ever heard that before.
That was on the tip of my
I'm trying to think of
tongue.
the show is really good with Kiefer Sutherland. Not
20.
no,
not
no,
24.
no.
Last Survivor.
Yeah,
Oh,
Designated Survivor. That's a pretty good show, actually.
never
I like
seen
that.
that one.
I liked it. Yeah.
It wasn't he just Jack Bauer basically?
No. There's no action going on. Here.
Oh,
It's just
okay.
very political, but
It just seems like he
there's a explosion at the I don't
White
know,
House?
What's maybe this?
White House?
No, it was
Okay.
a Capitol building or whatever.
Oh,
Anyway, they always, and this is true. This is what they do. They keep somebody when they have everybody in the Capitol building for a
like
meeting.
the State of
There's
the
always
Union
one
or
guy
something.
to the side in case that happens.
Right.
He takes over, and that's what happens.
Gotcha.
So, but he's like way down the list.
Janitor.
Sure, yeah.
They rotate who does that.
Between
but,
Brian
yeah.
knowing this and Cindy studying the Constitution so hard,
Yeah.
this family, I think, has had something going on. There's a conspiracy type
Oh,
thing
they're
ready.
No,
Yeah.
I like this stuff.
We just
I'm
got red
surprised I'm
flag.
not doing as well. But
Yeah.
I do like it.
Well, that's 5. Kelly, what do we got for a score check?
Let's see. We'll start with the caboose of this trivia train, and Brian and Andy have 3.
Supreme
way back in
law.
the back of the train. Scott has 4, and I have 5.
Wow.
2 more and I'm a citizen.
What the heck is going on?
Yeah, you guys,
Supreme law.
you need 3 more to get your citizenship.
Supreme law.
3 more.
I should have known you wouldn't have put Supreme in there, but I thought you were doing it to mess with me.
No, I did I not. I guess I should have said it at the beginning. I took these directly from the source.
You did say
They have all 100 listed on there, handpicked.
Nicolas Cage.
Yes. All right. Let's move on to question number 6. Let's see which one of you guys deserves to live in this country. What are the 3 rights of the Declaration of Independence? So we're looking for the 3 rights of the Declaration of Independence.
I'm
Not
pretty
Constitution. Making sure I'm saying it right. I'm saying Declaration of Independence. There are 3 rights that are listed in there. What are those 3? Andy is done.
I'm
looking
done.
confident.
Feel great.
Feeling good. Okay.
Right. I've seen
Kelly's
Hamilton a lot.
done. It looks like he's confident, as he should be. 5 out of 5 so far. Doc, you're good. B, ready? Let's reveal. Let's see those 3 rights. We have life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness from everybody. Everybody has it right.
All right.
It's a great song in Hamilton that has that line
I
in
have
it.
to remember that one. I don't yeah.
By Thomas Jefferson or David DeVede, actually, in the original production.
These iconic words were penned by Thomas Jefferson and have inspired countless people to chase their dreams and maybe a few to binge watch their favorite shows in the name of happiness.
Hey,
Yes. So, fun fact. Let's see here. Jefferson was inspired by philosopher John Locke, who originally wrote about life, liberty, and property. Jefferson swapped property for happiness to make it more poetic. The phrase pursuit of happiness was revolutionary at the time, as no other country founding fathers had ever included such an ideal.
That makes sense.
We were already dreamers back then.
pretty bougie.
Yes. Yeah, you could look at it that way too. Yeah, let's talk about how we should feel.
Let's feel
USA.
Because up until that time, people weren't allowed to be happy. Okay, it was miserable back then.
We've talked about this.
Yes.
No air conditioning.
No AC.
Right?
No.
A lot of mud.
Happiness.
Everybody's in the mud.
Where do you get off? Huh? We're letting you live. That's life that's in there. That's the only one you get.
That's it.
All right, let's move on. Number 7. How many justices are there on the Supreme Court right now?
Oh.
There's your Supreme Court question,
I
Andy.
just heard a great quote about this. Actually.
Oh, so Andy's confident.
Yep.
Brian, stone faced.
Right now, it's throwing me off.
Okay. All right. Kelly, you look pretty good. Not okay.
Pretty. I mean,
right.
we'll see.
Doc.
This is
Yeah, I
your
got a number now.
citizenship, isn't it?
All right.
You said
Let's
number,
see.
I'm giving you a number.
No.
All right.
I'm
How
ready
many
to
justices are on the Supreme Court right now? Let's flip them. We have a bunch of 9s. Everybody is correct. There are 9 Supreme Court justices.
There's a 9er in there.
It was on a walkie-talkie.
They just asked, one of the ladies that sit on the Supreme Court.
Okay.
How many women is enough women on the Supreme Court?
Oh,
She said
really?
9.
Okay.
I mean, come on. I mean, that's a bad question to ask that
Oh,
person,
wow.
you know?
Wow.
I wasn't sure where that was going to go.
I just recently heard that.
Yeah. Well, The Supreme Court is like the ultimate referee for the U.S. legal system, and it's made up of 9 brilliant and sometimes controversial minds. Fun fact, the number of justices isn't set in stone. Congress can change it. FDR once tried to expand the court to 15, but the idea was shot down. The Supreme Court originally had only 6 justices when it was first established in 1789.
So there's no
Why would
higher
you go
court.
even?
I know.
Why would you go even? That's common sense. Right?
I heard they put out a bulletin for 7 and only 6 people showed up. We're sticking with 6.
You know what I'm saying though? Like honestly, like that's just
So that's the final word, right?
Yeah.
AKA
yeah.
the supreme law, perchance. Just throwing that out there. Anyway, go on.
All right, number 8. We'll do this one. We'll get another score check.
Well done.
Thank you.
Who wrote the Star Spangled Banner? Oh boy, I thought this one might get some people. Who wrote it? And can you sing it?
Yes.
Okay.
Not gonna.
Yeah.
But I can. Matter of fact, you made me sing it one year when we had technical difficulty at wiffle ball.
Did I?
Or at least get it started.
Okay. Well, we started going. Did we go a cappella that year?
Yeah. And you asked me to get it going.
Oh, it felt right. But you sang it, but who wrote it? All right. We have Brian Kelly. They're locked it. Nope. He's going back in.
Going Jeopardy
Going
rules
back
here,
in.
by the way.
All right.
Nope.
Oh,
What?
come
No,
on.
Full
Yeah.
name. Full name.
What?
Full name. Full names.
Because I'll tell you what
Yeah.
I did after
Okay.
after we reveal.
Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah.
No
The full
idea.
name. Yeah. Andy, you good?
No. Well, yeah, I got it.
You have an answer? Okay. Everybody's got an answer. Let's reveal. Andy with Bob Nightingale. We have Ben Franklin from Brian, Francis Scott Key from Kelly, and from Scott. 2 of you are correct. It is Francis Scott Key. F. Scott Key.
F.
Why?
F. Scott.
Why? What
F.
did he do
Scott
to you?
Key? What did he do? Yeah. I was waiting to tee that one up.
Oh, man.
I wrote down William Scott Key. I'm like,
Oh, okay.
wait,
Oh,
no,
so you went.
That's all right.
That's why you pushed so hard to all names. Yeah.
100%.
Is Kelly gotten 1,000?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look at you. All right.
I was hoping you at least have Key. Like I didn't like you
No.
didn't know the first name. Like Jeopardy rules. Like you did actually have the last name. But
Tell me who
my
Bob Nightingale is.
I don't even know.
Okay.
No, I put Nightingale down and he said, I got to put a first name. So I threw Bob on a
I
board.
think-
Isn't Bob Nightingale
Florence?
a writer for the
He's-
USA Today? I think.
Okay.
He's a writer, yeah.
I was saying
He
he
is.
probably
There
has
you
a
go.
smooth jazz voice or
Yeah,
something.
he wrote it, right?
He's
Yeah.
a writer.
Yeah.
Yep.
5 years
He
ago.
wrote a different one.
Yeah.
He wrote somebody's national anthem, probably.
I was either Dave Matthews or Ben Franklin. I'm not sure.
I'm sure
probably covered
Dave
it.
covered it. We're sure.
Yeah, we know he's done it.
All right. Well, Key was inspired to write the poem that became the national anthem after witnessing the bombardment of Fort McHenry during World War. During the War of 1812. He was a lawyer, not a professional poet. Yeah.
Was he in the
didn't
Chesapeake
know
Bay?
it.
Was he on a boat in Chesapeake Bay?
Beat me
Do I
to
remember
the
that
belly.
correct?
Maybe. Yeah.
Those of you who know. Yeah.
Not sure.
On a boat, witnessing it from a distance.
Watching it happen. Yeah.
The song was also set to
I'm a
the.
distant. Oh, sorry.
It's okay. The song was originally set to the tune of the British drinking song called "The Anacreon in Heaven."
Obviously.
So
Oh, yeah,
America
yeah, of course.
song based off a drinking tune, which makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Proud to be an American needs to be considered
Oh.
for a revamp here.
Or somebody wants to.
I'll probably stand up. Oh yeah.
Yeah. That'd be way more fun to sing it before a sporting event, wouldn't it?
Well, everybody be crying though. Well, anyway, that was 8. Kelly, score check.
All right, we got the same order. Brian and Andy have 5. Scott has 7, and I have 8.
Come on,
We're almost citizens.
All right.
I know. Come
So you two are Kelly and Scotty are citizens. You two are one away
We're
with 2
getting there,
questions
baby.
left.
Yeah, yeah.
Man. Oof, I'm nervous for you. I really am.
too.
It's going to happen.
All right.
Where do you want to go? We
And,
don't
and I gotta say, this
Greenland.
one, I don't know if this one's a layup. This might be one of the tougher ones.
All right. Yeah,
Think-
yeah, yeah.
It'll make you think. What are the 2 responsibilities / civic duties only for U.S. citizens?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Rough.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is it on the line, boys? Oh. What are the 2 responsibilities / civic duties only for U.S. citizens?
Hey, trivia friends, Scott here. Hey, in addition to being your favorite podcaster on the Ultimate Trivia Podcast, I also like to look good. When I'm walking down the street and people stop me and say, hey, Scott, where do you get that shirt at? I tell them, go to theultimatetriviapodcast.com and buy the merch.
Scotty, that does look great. What if I wanted to make my own store?
You go to warriorlogoware.com. They'll make anything you want. They're veteran owned, no minimum orders. They're fantastic to work with. I highly recommend them.
A big thanks to Warrior Logo Wear for teaming up with us. Now let's get back to the trivia.
Brian's deep in thought. So is Kelly. Andy, you started off hot.
I got 2. No, I didn't. I got the
I only asked for 2. How many you want to do?
I got 2 words on a board.
Oh, okay. Well, I only asked for 2. I mean, if you come up with some extra ones, we can talk about it. But
Scott, where you at on this?
Scott, how you feeling?
I feel good about one.
Oh,
I feel good about one also.
Okay, good.
All right.
I can't come up with the second one.
These are two
Can you read
inevitabilities.
it one more time?
Sure,
please?
sure. These are 2 responsibilities / civic duties that are only for U.S. citizens. Man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. And I tell you, right now, multiple choice, you would knock it out of the park. But the fact that it's not, I thought this would be a little bit of a stumper.
Okay.
It had the potential.
I'm
thinker.
I'm thinking I got one wrong. Not the more I think about it.
Well, that's even better. All right, let's go ahead and reveal. We'll start with you, Scott. You have vote, pay taxes.
Oh, yeah.
There's responsibility. I don't know if it's civic duty, but death and taxes for Kelly. I like it. Voting and taxes and voting. We have some partial answers, but we don't have all of them.
Taxes is one.
No, it is not.
Voting is
Voting is one for sure.
So voting in federal elections, that's a responsibility and a civic duty.
Yeah.
So is serving jury duty. That's your service. Yes.
I thought military, like, I mean, you don't have to serve in the military, but
Yeah, but these are responsibilities / duties, civic duties. So yeah,
Man.
it is your
So
civic
it's
duty.
voting and serving jury duty.
Serving jury duty. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't have to pay taxes.
they even say it's
I
No,
guess.
you do not have to pay taxes.
Don't get caught.
Yeah, that's right.
well. The reason I knew it was wrong because you said unique or something to U.S. citizens.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I didn't say.
Everyone
I
can pay
said.
taxes.
Yeah, I said duties only for U.S.
Yeah,
citizens. To be
yeah,
a U.S. citizen, you have to be a U.S. citizen in order to vote. And the civic duty part would be serving jury.
Voting popped in my head immediately, but I was like, man, then the only thing I think of was taxes. Like, you know,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's
But taxes can be taken away.
yeah, for sure. I get you.
We're pretty big against them when we started.
I didn't think it was right necessarily.
No.
That's the only thing I think of besides voting.
That was taxation without representation.
I'm just saying we
Still,
didn't
they
like
still
it
wanted
then.
taxes.
Yeah, we didn't like it. Anyway, all right. The heat is still on you two. We got question number 10. You guys have 5.
Y'all need to
You
get
got
that.
6 to pass the test.
Greenland's beautiful this time of year. I'm not too worried about it.
They love us in Russia.
Y'all need to get out of my country.
Yes, they'll pay for us to come to Russia.
But I feel like you'll be okay.
Me and Andy are going home to Mother Russia.
All right. Cue up the song. Bring in the closer. It's time to close the door on this thing. All right.
All right.
What are the first 10 amendments of the U.S. Constitution called?
Oh, thank goodness.
There's only so many that are thinkers on this
proud
test.
to be an American.
Just barely.
Just
Just barely. All
I
right.
don't even know if I'm right on
The first 10 amendments of the U.S. Constitution. What do we call them? All right. Everybody's ready? Let's go ahead and reveal. We have the Bill of Rights. We have the preamble. We have Bill of Rights. And we have Bill of Rights.
I told you I didn't know.
So, unfortunately, Brian is the one who was not correct on that.
I'm deported.
And you are no longer a citizen of this great nation. We expect a phone call rather soon from ICE.
Yeah,
I
let us
believe.
know when you get there.
And yeah, they're going to give you a nice little ride somewhere. Well, these amendments are like the U.S. Constitution's greatest hits. They protect everything from free speech to the right to bear arms. The Bill of Rights was inspired by the English Bill of Rights of
No one
1689.
cares. It's not my country.
But the U.S. vision's much more famous. The original Bill of Rights had 12 proposed amendments, but only 10 were ratified at the time. One of the rejected amendments regarding congressional salaries was finally ratified in 1992 as the 27th Amendment. So there's your fun fact.
That's a cool fact.
You knew that.
What's wrong with you guys' country?
You can say that now. You can say that now. Wait, what do you mean your country?
Yeah. What do you mean?
What do you mean, you people?
Not my country. We just learned that.
You guys should get the tiebreaker just because.
Just for fun.
Yeah, just shoot me a number. What was the population of the U.S. when the first census was taken in 1790? So the very first census that was ever taken.
Oh, wow.
1790. How many people do we have in this country?
1790?
Yeah.
57,000.
Immigrants, natives.
50, okay, yeah, 57,000.
No,
I'm going to tell you that's low.
Are natives included in this?
Yeah,
Or
well,
this-
I doubt they were on the census.
I figured.
You know?
I figured.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go
2.8 million.
They got 2.8 million. You were much closer than he was.
1.5 million.
Too low.
Okay, well, you're helping, but
Yeah.
2 million.
No, it was
He said 2.5.
He said 2.8. I said he's getting closer. I said you're too low.
Getting closer.
What was
You're
it?
too low. I went in the
Yeah,
middle.
it was 3.9 million basically.
I'm a citizen. Does that count?
You're half a citizen.
Yeah, and now we got one less than we did 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So, well, that's all my questions. But before I wrap it up and hand it back over to Andy, I do have a curiosity question. Who is your favorite president and why?
Teddy Roosevelt.
Because
He's just a badass. He was a staunch outdoorsman. He was a boxing champ. He would regularly set up like a boxing ring in the lawn of the White House and he would fight senators or people who were contesting him about something.
dude, that's
He got
awesome.
shot, finished a speech.
Yep.
He's just a man of a man.
Man's man right there.
And he started the National Park Service.
Responsible for national parks.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
so just
In a previous episode, we talked about how he had like
wild animals. in
wild
there.
animals.
Yeah, he had a
in the
bunch.
lawn of the White
Lions.
House.
Yeah,
That was
bears.
helpful. Yeah, national parks now. That's
You got to walk in a circle.
Ryan's
talking
mad
about? What are
Ryan's
you
mad
talking
about being a
He just
not a
hates
citizen
America.
anymore.
Anti-American
no. This,
now.
I mean, what?
Yeah, he's anti-America.
Yeah.
No, love America. Just
All right. Well, tell me how much you love it. Who's your favorite president?
I don't know. No, there's. I mean,
you
there's a
name
lot.
one
I mean,
other
John
than-
Adams definitely.
Okay.
Just because all he went through to get there and be there, like
Yeah.
it was amazing. But also, I mean, you gotta go with Lincoln's a big one.
I'm going to ask for
I don't know.
one. Man, you're going to take everybody
I have
else's?
to go with Lincoln, I guess.
Okay.
All of them.
I have to go with Lincoln.
Well, yeah, but what did he do?
Really?
National parks? I don't think so.
Nice
No.
trimmed beard.
No. He didn't have the luxury of like, hey, let's have parks. He had real stuff to do. Okay.
Let's fight.
Hey, we show a rollerblade. No, he had real stuff to do.
Let's have
okay?
celebrity death match in our front
Yeah,
lawn of the
yeah.
White
As
House.
well as
I go with no.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
I have to go with Lincoln, I guess. Honestly,
Yeah. You've always been a
Because-
Lincoln guy.
You talk about the change in American history. It's huge.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Andy, what do you got?
Yeah, I mean, Teddy Roosevelt was the first thing that came to mind for the same reasons that Kelly talked about. It established certain lands way before anyone else was paying attention to this to preserve nature and respected the fact that needed to be a part of the American culture as the untouched land.
Sure.
Just to pivot a little bit, I mean, the FDR post Pearl Harbor speech, I wrote a very long paper on that whole incident in college, so I'm more knowledgeable on that probably than any other historical president.
So just taking just Roosevelt in
Caught me
general.
attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the Roosevelts.
You're a Roosevelt guy.
Eleanor before and after marriage. Right?
You never could have made that joke before.
That's true. I wouldn't have known it,
Thanks to
actually.
tricky trivia.
Cousin lovers.
All right, Scotty?
Well, I mean, everyone's listing 3 or 4, so
I
I'm
know.
running out of options.
I'm trying
here.
to. I tried to tone it back. I'm sorry.
So I was thinking Lincoln. Brian took it. I was thinking FDR. So I guess I'll go OG and go GW.
Oh.
George Washington.
Dubs.
Dubs.
I like it.
Oh,
Oh, you got
Here comes the general. Anybody else Hamilton fans? I mean,
not like you
that
are.
not at all.
entry song is so awesome.
Yeah.
Not like you are. Well, yeah, you guys took all the good ones.
Well, yeah.
You know, you did.
Got Kennedy in there. He was a media
Yeah.
darling.
My
at least.
wife's a big Kennedy person.
That adds
I
up.
don't know. Part of me thinks maybe Bush. I mean, think about all the great impressions that have been done on SNL because of
Which
the two
Bush?
Bushes.
Which- I was gonna say, which
Hello.
one?
They travel in pairs.
Lock-a-box.
The two Bushes.
Lock-a-box.
I mean, think about that.
Strategery.
You know?
You strike me as a Grover Cleveland guy.
Is he the one that got stuck in a tub?
No, that
know.
was Taft. I think.
Taft. That's Taft, yeah.
He was a big man.
Yeah.
yeah.
Cleveland was 22 and 24.
No, it's nice.
Ooh,
That.
look how smart we are.
I know. Well,
Learning stuff.
actually,
Kelly is.
you might not want to throw we on that one.
Yeah.
We the people.
We're the people.
Did we ever announce the winner?
Oh, I don't know. No, probably not.
Shoot, Kelly, give us a final score
final
tally
score.
before we wrap this show up.
Let's see. The bringing in the rear. Brian had 5. Andy had 6. He's
real
an
American.
official citizen. Scott had 8, and I had 9.
Almost through the perfect game.
Almost got the no.
Good job, guys.
Well done, Kelly. You impressed me this evening.
Thank you.
That's hard to do with Andy.
Just because I don't pay much attention usually when Kelly's
he
talking.
He also likes car keys and Christmas lights.
That's good. Well, that wraps up my episode, Andy. I hope you guys enjoyed it, except for Brian. So I turn it over to you.
Ooh, look, there's more Christmas over there. All right, that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you, Nick, for writing that one, although it was a bit of torture for me personally. And congratulations to Kelly for dropping some America knowledge on us all. And that's it for today's episode of the Ultimate Trivia Podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe and let us know if you are an official American citizen based on this trivia. We'll see you next time with more trivia and more fun. And until then, keep your brain sharp and those bellies laughing.